Hey, Warrior Saints, glad to have you beautiful people with us today on this glorious Monday. Father Chris said I looked angry earlier, and that's because I'm tired. Tired of small talk. Small talk is literally my least favorite thing to do. I'm not good at it. I don't feel like I have any interest in what other people have for small talk. This is different than like the catching up small talk. Oh, how's it going? Oh, how's it going? Like that. That we all just see what everyone's doing on Facebook. So why do we need to talk about what we've already been posting about on Facebook? Like, just fine, it's all there. Let's have actual conversation. And what I mean by that is, let's look for an example at Jesus' interaction with the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman. We talked about this a couple of Sundays ago in the Orthodox world, and we're going to talk about it today on live stream, because Jesus is not interested in small talk. Jesus is interested in entering into relationships. So the conversation happens in chapter 4 of the Gospel of John, verses 1 through 42, almost the entirety of the Gospel. And Jesus shows us a path where you can take what starts off as small talk and go and take it into a completely different direction. It starts off where Jesus is like, hey, will you give me some water? And the woman's like, no, we don't really talk to each other. I'm a Samaritan, you're a Jew. We don't do that. He says, if you knew who I was, then you would ask me for water, because the water I could give you is actually real water. It's for everlasting life. It's not this other water that we're talking about that you actually need to live. And she said, what, are you some kind of big deal? This well is from Abraham, from Jacob, and our father Jacob was a big deal. And he's like, actually, have you heard about the Christ? And she's like, oh yeah, we know that the Christ is coming. He's like, guess what? That's me. And then they enter into this whole conversation. He's like, go call your husband. She's like, are you some kind of prophet? They just go back and forth. But the interaction on the outset that looked like small talk, that looked like them just going back and forth, Christ takes and actually turns into something real. And the result of it turning into something real is that the woman goes back and she tells everyone else what had happened. She says to them, come and see a man who told me everything I had ever done. And then she becomes a disciple, to say the least, an apostle at best. She becomes someone who preaches his word, who this encounter that looked like it was a nothing encounter, that looked like it was just small talk, then turns into an opportunity for someone to become an evangelist, someone to get out there and to show others and bring others to Christ. So here's my challenge for you. When you're finding yourself in those situations of small talk, how can you change that small talk and turn it in an opportunity for you to show other people how to come to Christ, to show other people how to come to the crucifixional life? I don't know if this is making any sense or not. Father Chris at one point was like, we should talk about small talk. Small talk's annoying. I was like, I'm going. And then here's the result. Tell me what you think in the comments. What are you doing? What are you seeing out there? How are you taking your opportunities to turn that small talk into something that is far greater? And if you need any help to do that along the way, visit us at warriorsaints.org, because we want your small talk to be elevated. We want to help you elevate your small talk so that it's not just that stuff that we do at cocktail parties where it's just boring. Like my wife and I went to an event for my kids' school recently, and we were dreading it because they're people that we don't know very well, and neither of us really felt like getting into all the small talk. Once we did, I of course started talking about the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac and the rap battles of the early 90s. But that's not a normal conversation for small talk. How do we take that and elevate the small talk? Visit us at warriorsaints.org, and we're going to help you do that. We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you conversation starters all through our Understanding the Bible and our 6-part battle plan. We'll be back again tomorrow as we continue talking through whatever we're going to talk through. And until we see you then, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.